So Nasheen, first of all, thank you for supervising this project, bringing it forward for the students. I hope it's going to be valuable for you. It certainly, will be a valuable experience for them. Can we begin just with you telling us about yourself, who you are, and what you do?
Sure, thank you, Peter. It's my pleasure. My name is Nasheen Liu, and I'm one of the co-founders of the IT Media Group and managing partner. So I'm responsible for the company's overall vision and strategy. I also manage our relationships with the IT executive community across Canada. So that's my responsibility, and I think you would like to know a little bit about the IT Media Group, what we're about.
Yes, please.
Great. So the IT Media Group was founded in 2011, and we are a multimedia company that serves the IT executive industry in Canada. So what we do is we create content, connections, and conversations for CIOs and IT executives across all industry segments via the delivery of executive events, written content, and video format. One of our most popular programs is our CIO Roundtable, and that's usually participated by a select group of senior IT executives who are keen to share challenges, ideas, best practices with their peers, and who would like to take advantage of the networking opportunity. But most importantly, they love to take away with insights and convert them into real actions to help them do their jobs better and keep advancing in their careers.
So a valuable group for the students to be associated with.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the objectives of this project? What are you trying to achieve with the CRM project?
Sure. Our objective is very simple. We would like to find the best solution that would fit our business needs. So what we're trying to achieve with this particular objective is obviously we have an existing CRM solution, and right now we're using Highrise, which is very simple to use, and it serves our basic needs, by doing record keeping and management. But what's lacking is the analytics capability that would help us really convert data into insights. So we would like to have that enhanced capability. But more detailed speaking, there are 5 goals we're trying to achieve. So the first one is simpler and more accurate record keeping and management in a sense of deduping records, better segmentation, tagging, and things like that. The second area, which is a biggie, as I mentioned, is really analytics capability. Personally, I would find it most valuable if we could do behavior prediction. For example, if we've invited a group of senior executives to our events, half of them have responded enthusiastically and have always done so and participated at our events, and some of them have never responded, or their response could be, I'm interested in a future event. Every single time they're saying they're interested in a future event, but they never bother to show up. So what would that sort of record history tell us to predict their behavior for future? And another subject is there may be topics that would be more compelling to them. So that sort of thing would be highly valuable to us. So that's the second area. And the third area is more integration capability with our existing email system. We use Outlook and our website. So Highrise right now has some basic integration capability that we use. For example, if we like to capture an email into Highrise, we just do a simple BCC Dropbox email address, and then that particular email gets captured into our CRM directly. So it's pretty simple. With our website, again, we have some basic integration with our current website. When people opt in and sign up to be a VIP for to get on our invitation list, or they like to be informed for future event, they sign up on our website, and that gets automatically captured into our high-rise as well. So it's not to say we don't have any of those capabilities, but I do like to look at more complex capabilities, just more importantly to, when we now have CASO requirement, which is Canadian anti-spam legislation, taking effect already. And so we, personally, I do like to have all of our data to be CASO compliant.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so that's the third area. The fourth area is right now we only use high-rise to capture our data for the executives that we would invite to our CIO roundtables, to our events. But I really like to have a CRM solution for all pieces of our businesses, and that includes our vendor contracting. So when we deal with technology providers who would typically sponsor our programs, and there's also a sophisticated contracting process, and it involves proposals, documents, final contract sign off, and everything should be captured in one database. And also, even better, to draw the relevance between a particular sponsor to an event. So that's the fourth area. And then lastly, easy to use, manage, and reliable. So we need good support 24/7.
So those are the requirements, I guess, of that you want them to fulfill.
Yeah.
What's the project that you want them to undertake? So how are they going to help you to do these things?
Right. So obviously, I'd like to have them focus on seeking out the best CRM solution for us. But there's really two parts. The first part is to have a very in-depth understanding of high-rise, the database we're already using. Because I'm a firm believer in, if it's not broken, let's not fix it. So what that means is we're all very busy individuals, even though we've been using high-rise for many years. I'm convinced there are features and functionalities that we don't even know of, or, because they have upgrades and enhancement rolling out every year. So I'd like them to help us understand the current system we're already using, and make recommendations on areas that we could better utilize. That's number one. Number two is evaluate other CRM solutions out there. And one example is Salesforce for SMB. And we've in fact looked at that solution very preliminarily a few years ago, but again, due to bandwidth, and that just wasn't a priority. So I like them to further pursue and the discovery process. So perhaps another 2 or 3 CRM solutions out there in the marketplace, and do a comparison. And what that would entail is, I'd like them to interact with the vendors. I'd like them to view the solution demos, truly understand features, capabilities, and benefits, and also cost, right? How much does each solution cost? And do competitive analysis between each of those solutions, as well as high-rise, the solution we're currently using, and to propose a viable solution. The last piece is a migration plan. So now that you're recommending and proposing this solution that would best suit our business, how would you recommend we do the migration? And that needs to be a seamless process. It can't be overly complicated and convoluted, because we need help, not something it's so difficult for us to undertake.
That makes sense and is very clear. So for you to summarize for the students, what are the criteria for the success of the project?
I guess, to me is just making sure that we're updated on a regular basis. And Peter, you and I have previously spoken about a cadence that would best fit our needs. I think a bi-weekly update via a group call or individual call, that would be most suitable. And I just wanted to make sure that we're on track, and of course the final report with recommendations. That would be the measure for success.
Thank you. Who are the stakeholders for this project, and what do you see as their concerns?
Yeah, well, really there'll be mainly 3 people. Myself, our VP of Executive Program, John, and our Chief Technologist. So those three people will be the main stakeholders. So really, I think everybody's concerns or desires would be the same, and the first one would be having a viable solution that would meet our enhancement needs and objectives. And second one is the seamless migration. If we decided to go with a new solution and to migrate from existing high-rise to that new solution. And lastly is it has to be reliable. It has to be reliable and easy to manage. And then we have support, and hopefully it's a cloud-based system, I'm assuming.
That makes sense. Are there any financial conditions that should influence the work that they do and their recommendations?
I would say, I mentioned earlier that we like high rise to some degree because it's simple to use, and it's also a very cost-effective solution. So right now we're paying a monthly subscription of approximately $35. Okay. On the other hand, I'm a firm believer in where is a stronger business case, there is budget to support it. That said, we're not prepared to increase our spend drastically for a solution that's too complex and that's industrial strength that just way over our head, right? So they should understand the baseline and how much we're paying right now, and go from there. Yeah.
Thank you. The students may wish to make contact with people in the wider community.
Yeah.
Are there any limitations on that?
Absolutely no. The sky is the limit.
That's clear. On the same note, are there any confidentiality issues with the project?
The only thing I would mention is be very sensitive, be very careful with the data that we have currently in our database, because we have over 2,000 IT executives in Canada captured in our database, and that is our IP. And a lot of them have opted in to be in our database and to be invited to our events. And that's not something to be freely shared with any other third party.
Thank you. How would you like the students to communicate with you? You mentioned the 2 weekly meeting.
Yeah.
Should they contact you via email or what's best?
Absolutely. I think email would be the best way to communicate. And of course, if anything's urgent, I'm happy to share my cell phone number, and I'm only a phone call away, or as all the students would probably prefer, a text away.
Wonderful. And the deliverables that you would want them to give you, usually we have a written report and a video summary of that. Is there anything else that you would like?
No, I think written report and video summary sound fantastic.
Okay, thank you. And I think it's becoming clear, but what will be done with the results?
Ideally, we would like to implement this solution or discover what we are not doing with our existing solution, one way or the other. I'm quite excited.
Me too. And with that in mind, my final question, do you have any final words of advice for the students as they embark on the project?
Sure, I would say take ownership. Find the connection between the technology solution you're recommending and our business needs, and truly understand what our business is about. That linkage between technology and business is so important, not just to us, but to them, to understand. And think creatively, right? Be entrepreneurial. What if this was your own business? What would you do about it, right? And lastly, I hope they all have fun and enjoy the process of learning, because this is a great opportunity to apply their analytical, strategic thinking ability, project management skills, and also network with people in the industry that potentially, they'll get into one day. So have fun, enjoy, and I look forward to working with you.
Wonderful, and I look forward to seeing the progress that we make on this project and to delivering results that will be valuable for the IT Media Group. Thank you, Nasheen, and look forward to the next few months.
Thank you so much, Peter. Really appreciate the opportunity.